countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents
X minus 1.
Tonight's story, To the Future, by Ray Bradbury. Time is an interesting phenomenon. A ticking clock, the running sands of an hourglass. All these have captured the imagination of men. But time is more. It exists now, and then, and in the future. Suppose we are in the year 1955. Coexistent in time may be worlds we have never seen, the worlds of the past and of the future. The year 1955. It was a spring night in Mexico, fiesta time. The fireworks shot up into the clear, dark sky, and a papier-mâché bull ran about the plaza chasing boys and laughing men. Mr. and Mrs. William Travis stood on the edge of the yelling crowd, smiling.
Bill, what is it? What are they saying?
They're cheering for the bull. Here he comes. He's good, isn't he? Look how they rigged that fire breathing.
Oh, Bill, it's wonderful. I've never enjoyed myself so much in my life.
It's terrific. They caught the bull. Bravo, Toro!
Bill, it will go on, won't it? I mean, our trip.
Sue, don't worry. I've got enough traveler's checks for a lifetime. Relax.
No, but suppose they find us.
Forget it. They haven't a chance.
But suppose they do. Suppose they take us
They'll
back.
never find us. Oh, relax. Enjoy yourself.
If it only lasts.
Come on. Let's get out of the crowd, You need a drink.
Let's try something different this time. I want to try every drink there is in the world.
Don't worry. There's no rush. We've got plenty of time now. In here. There's a table over there. Come on.
Bill.
What's the matter?
Don't look right away.
Huh?
Over your left shoulder, right by the end of the bar. That man.
What is it?
I saw him this morning in the plaza.
Take it easy. The town's full of tourists.
He was at Juarez and at Tasco. Bill, I'm afraid.
Don't stare at him. Come on.
I know it's the same man. He was wearing the same white suit.
Sit down, Sue. Come on, dear. Smile. Act natural.
Bill, he's been following us. He's a searcher. I know he is.
Quiet. Here, boy.
Si, senor.
Benedictine and brandy, too.
Si, senor.
He's been watching us, Bill.
Pull yourself together, Susan.
They can't take us
Will
back.
you quit worrying? The chances are 1 in 1,000 that they found us. It's probably just a coincidence.
I want to lie down. I think I'm going to be sick.
Susan, hang on, will you? If he is looking for us, we can't run out. It'd attract attention.
We must have slipped up when we checked out in New York.
What's he doing now?
Stopped our waiter. He's asking him something.
Well, may just want a drink.
Bill, I can't stand it. I've got to go upstairs and lie down.
All right. As soon as we finish our drinks. What's he doing now?
He's nodding at me. As if he knows me. He's smiling. Bill, he's coming over here.
Watch yourself. We've got to go right on in front of him, so if he is what we think he is, he won't suspect.
I can't.
We've got to. Come on. So I said to David, why, that's absolutely ridiculous. What do you...
Mr. Christian, you did not pull up your pants leg when you sat down.
What? I'm afraid you've got the wrong person. My name isn't Chrysler.
Kristen.
Oh. I'm William Travis. I don't see what my pants leg has to do with it.
Mind if I sit down? See, Everyone nowadays pulls up his pants leg when he sits down. Like this. See, it keeps the trousers from bagging at the knees. But, of course, if you're not used to this style of clothing...
Now, see here, we don't know you.
You don't? I'm sorry. I thought I knew you.
This is our table, if you don't mind.
You see, I'm looking for two friends of mine. A man and his wife. Very much like you. The man is an atomic scientist. The wife, a bacteriologist. Very important people. They work on government business.
What are you talking about?
And when I find my friends, I'm going to take them home with me.
Look here, Mr.
Sims. That will do for now.
Well, look, I understand you thought you knew us, but you see you're mistaken. If you'll excuse us, my wife and I were just going up to our room. We have to make an early start in the morning.
Oh, going for a trip? Acapulco, perhaps? Oh, a lovely spot.
Never mind where we're going.
Yes, of course. You don't like crowds, tourists. Probably like to get off the beaten path. You know, I have a vacation folder here that might interest you.
Please, Bill, let's go.
It's put out by an outfit that calls itself Travel in Time, Incorporated.
Travel in time?
Yes. They've come up with a rather intriguing idea. Here. Travel in Time, Incorporated can costume you, put you in the crowd at any place and time in history. We guarantee to teach you any language you need to move freely in any year without risk of detection. This summer, why not escape from the worries of our modern world? Take your vacation in time.
That's impossible, of course.
But think what it would mean. A chance to escape all the tensions of an unpleasant life, war, insecurity, fear. Suppose you were a scientist working on a dangerous bomb project. Or you, Mrs. Travis. Suppose you were a bacteriologist working on disease cultures, and you had a chance to escape all that, to take a vacation 200 years in the past. It would be wonderful, wouldn't it? To escape to a more peaceful world. A trip back to 1955.
1955? But you said a vacation in the past.
So I did. But you see, 1955 is the past. If you come from the year 2155.
2155?
Yes. Terrible times. Most unpleasant. A war raging. An atomic, bacteriological war. Terrible times, with none of the little comforts we enjoy today. Like this fine Havana cigar.
Well, I want to go upstairs. I want to lie down.
If you were living then, think of how wonderful it would be to take a vacation in time. Back to now. Suppose a young couple like yourselves took a trip to 1955 and didn't want to come back. Do you know what would happen? The government sends a searcher back to look for them.
This is all fantastic
The
nonsense.
searcher finds them and brings them back. Back to that miserable, insane, stark, pleasureless world of 2155. A pity, isn't it?
Look here, Sims.
Well, do you think I shall find my two friends, Mr. Travis?
Bill, please take me upstairs. I don't feel well.
Oh, is the lady feeling a bit ill? How unfortunate.
Here are the drinks, senor.
Ah. Well, shall we drink a toast? To 2155. To the future.
Inside. Inside, quick.
What are you doing?
Shoving a chair under the doorknob.
He knows. He's been following us. He's a searcher.
Look, keep quiet, Sue. I want to
They're
think.
going to take us back.
It isn't over yet. I've got a headache.
I'll get you an aspirin. What will they do to us?
I don't know. Something slipped. Something must have slipped.
But we were so careful.
The searchers are trained to watch for detail. Things like not pulling up my trousers. Started them thinking, there's a man who isn't used to ancient clothes. I could kill myself for giving it away.
No, it was my walk. These high heels. Here.
Thanks. The nerve of that Sim sitting there looking us up and down like animals, smoking those stinking cigarettes.
I know, that's how I first noticed him at Tasco. He had 4 bottles of liqueurs and a pile of chocolates.
Yes, he still hasn't gotten over that first greedy hunger. We've got to look out for that. It's the sure sign of somebody from the future. Trying to make up for a lifetime of shortages by stuffing yourself sick. Remember our first night?
Bill, I can't stand it. We've got to get out of here.
What are you doing?
Packing. Get the suitcases up.
It's no use.
What do you mean? We can get to Acapulco by morning.
Don't you think he's watching us?
We could get away.
No. We've got to sit tight. Maybe he isn't sure of us yet. Maybe we can still figure out some way to escape. Come on now. We'll need our strength. We'd better try to get some sleep.
No, I won't go back. Security, pull it. The bomb is falling and killing.
Sue, what's the matter?
No,
Sue.
no.
Sue, wake up, Sue.
Bill,
Sue.
Bill, where are we?
It's all right. Calm down, honey. We're still in 1955. It's all right.
Oh.
You must have had a nightmare.
Oh, Bill, it was awful. We were back there, 2155. Oh, Bill, we won't go back there, will we ever?
Go
Tell
back to
me.
sleep, honey. It's all right. We're in Mexico, 1955, and we're going to stay here. Sue, I've been lying awake here thinking. He's still testing us. He's not absolutely certain. He's got all the time in the world. He can stay here as long as he likes. And then bring us back to the future 60 seconds after we left it.
They can't make a scene, can they? They don't dare come out in the open.
No. It might change the future. They're afraid of that.
Bill, if we could only tell somebody, ask for
You
help.
know we can't. That's why we had to submit to the psychological block treatment before they okayed our vacation. We couldn't tell if we tried. The block's too strong.
Maybe we can break it, Bill.
What's the use, darling? Who'd believe a crazy story like ours? Who'd believe we come from 2155? No, we can't tell. And they'll have to get us a loan to put us in the time machine to send us back.
Then that's it, Bill. We'll never be alone. It's still fiesta tomorrow. It'll be easy to stay in the crowd.
Yes, that's the only chance. We can't let him get us alone. He won't get us back to that war and that insane world.
Bill.
Could be the room clerk.
At 3 in the morning?
I'd better answer it.
Don't, Bill, don't.
I've got to. Hello? Hello?
Mr. Travis?
What's the idea? It's 3 in the morning.
Yes. I just wanted to remind you, the rabbits may hide in the forest, but a fox can always find them.
What was it, Bill? Bill.
Never mind. Come on. Let's get some sleep. While we can.
Buenos dias, senor y señora.
Good morning, Senor Gomez.
I trust you are spending pleasant days in my hotel. Fiesta time is the best.
Yes, it's been lovely.
Your special table is all ready for breakfast.
Hey, where in blazes the hotel? You, Buster, where's the hotel in this godforsaken sinkhole of a one-horse town? All the blighted deserts of the whole stinking country. I had to
all that
put the
racket?
most blighted
Oh, great
town,
excitement,
stinking
very
away.
great.
What is it?
They come with 4 trucks and innumerable automobiles. A motion picture company from Hollywood.
Oh, what are they doing down here?
They make the pictures
the
of our
hotel?
fiesta for the
Where's the
background.
manager, huh?
That fat man, the one with the most colorful shirt, he is the chief,
Manager!
the director.
Manager! Where's the manager of this Adobe Fleabag?
Coming, senor. You will excuse me, senor. I hope the table is satisfactory. Coming, senor.
This is a break, Sue. That movie company will draw crowds, and that helps us.
But when can we leave, Bill?
Oh, not today. He'd be...
Okay, kids, end of the line. Ciao. Get it up, Maxwell, and lay off the pepper. I got a note, sir.
Bill, there's Sims across the dining room.
I can't do anything now, not with these actors coming in.
Gloria, you sit next to Papa. Max, make sure nobody monkeys with the trucks and the gear.
Right, Chief. Do we have to eat at this crummy joint, Joe?
Cheer up, sweetie. Your mere presence makes this chasins and truck roll into one.
No, not this early in the morning, Joe. I couldn't stand it.
Okay. Anything you want, laddies. It's on the dear old expense account.
They look happy, don't they?
There's an idea. Maybe I could hire two of them. I could say it was a joke.
Why?
We could dress them in our clothes, have them drive off in our car sometime when Sims couldn't see their faces.
Where would that get us?
With him off on their trail, we might make it to Mexico City. It'd take years to find us there.
Wait, that movie man's coming over.
Excuse me, you folks are Americans, aren't you?
That's right.
Boy, am I glad to see you. I'm so sick of hearing Spanish, I could kiss you. Hey, come on over and eat with us, huh?
Well, I don't think we should intrude.
Oh, come on. Misery loves company. I'm Misery, and that's the company. We're from Hollywood.
So I understand.
Yeah. Boy, would I like to be there. I'm Joe Melton. I'm the director.
I'm William Travis. This is my wife, Susan.
Mutual. Come on over, kids. Join the party. Cheer us up. Only no tamales. I burned out 3 kidneys on tamales since I came over the border. Boy, am I funny, huh?
Wonderful.
Well, come on over. Hey, kiddies, I got new blood. Brother Yanks.
Just a moment, Mr. Travis. I thought you might be breakfasting with me, alone.
Sorry.
I got him first, Mac. You want to join us?
No, I've already ordered. Mr. Travis, I think you'd better talk with me.
Say,
now.
Is this guy giving you trouble?
It's all right.
Then I say the word, and I'll have Max pitch him out in his ear.
No, it's all right. We'll be right over, Mr. Melton.
Bill.
We'll talk to Mr. Sims. Mr. Melton, you sort of keep an eye on us, huh? After all, you found us first.
Yeah, sure. Well, come on over soon, kids.
Sit down, Mr. Travis. I hope you slept well.
Did you?
Well, I'm not used to spring mattresses, but there are compensations. I stayed up half the night trying new cigarettes and foods. A whole new spectrum of sensation, these ancient vices. We miss something in our world, don't we? And when we get back here, we try to cram it all in a few short days.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Still acting, eh? But it's no use. You can't stay in crowds all the time. I'll get you alone soon enough. I'm immensely patient. However, let's come to the point. You know we can't let you get away with this escape. Other people in the year 2155 might get the same idea and do the same thing. And we need people.
To fight your wars?
Bill.
It's all right, Susan. We can talk on his terms now. He's got us. We can't escape.
Oh, at last. Really, you've been incredibly romantic, running away from your responsibilities.
Running away from horror.
Oh, nonsense. Only a war.
Only? With half the world dead and the other half dying?
Yes, but we can't have you escaping here while we drop off a cliff. Dying people love to know that others died with them.
Hey, kids, break it up. We're waiting on you.
The longer you keep me waiting, the harder it will go on you.
What do you mean?
We need you on that bomb project. Return now, and no torture.
Torture?
Yes. You see, later we'll force you to work, and after you finish the bomb, we'll try a number of complicated new devices on you.
Yeah.
As you say, you can't escape. We have all the time in the world. Here.
Sims, I'll make a deal with you. I'll come back now. If my wife stays here, alive, safe, away from that war.
No, Bill,
Keep
no.
quiet, Sue. Well, Sims, you need me for that bomb. You can duplicate her work.
It exceeds my authority, but, all right. Meet me in the plaza in 10 minutes.
All right. I'll pick you up in the car.
Good. We'll drive out into the country to some deserted spot, and I'll have the time travel machine pick us up.
Bill, I won't let you.
Don't argue, dear. It's settled. Sims, there's one thing.
Yes?
Last night, instead of calling, you could have broken into our room and got us. Why didn't you?
Shall we say that I was enjoying myself? Take this new fine cigar, for example. Wonderful. Wonderful. Do you know that I have 12 boxes up in my room? And liqueurs, creme de menthe, Benedictine, creme de coca, and so many others. And the wine. Oh, I've got the closets full of them. And I shall so hate to leave it all. Well, I'll meet you in the plaza in 10 minutes. Your wife may stay here as long as she wishes.
All right, Sims, it's a deal.
Don't try anything now, Travis.
I know when I'm beat. We just want a few minutes to say goodbye.
I shall be seeing you then.
Bill, I won't let you do it. I won't let you.
Please,
I'm going to
Susan.
tell the truth. I'm going to get help.
You can't. The psychological
We've
block
got to
here.
try. It's our last chance.
Hey, aren't you two going to join us? I
Mr.
thought...
Melton, I've got something to tell you, and you've got to believe me.
won't work,
I've
Sue.
got to try.
Now, go ahead, kid. Spill it.
You've got to understand. You see, we really... Bill. Bill, my head.
Huh?
I can't think. My head.
Say, you need a bromo, honey.
Can't work, Sue. The block's too strong. We better get the car.
Bill. Bill, please.
Someone's crying.
Somebody, please.
Breakfast, no time for people to cry. Now, what in the world could a good-looking kid like you find to cry about?
Bill, I won't let you do it.
Don't make it hard, Susan.
Let me go back with you. We'll get through some way.
You think I'd let you go back to that war? Sue, please stop. We haven't got much
But
time.
it was so wonderful here, Bill. Bill, please.
There he is, smoking those Turkish cigarettes, waiting for us.
There must be some way we can both stay here.
Maybe there is.
Bill, what are you going to do?
Hang on, Sue, and duck when I tell
No,
you.
Bill, you're heading right for him.
He's not going to get either of us now. Down, Sue, down.
Bill.
It's all right, darling. It's all right.
Oh.
It's all over. Darling, this is the mayor.
Senora, your husband has been officially cleared in this most unfortunate affair. It is obvious this senor Sims died of an unavoidable accident.
An accident? Oh, yes, of course.
Adios, senor, senora.
Will they want to see you again?
No. No, I'm clear.
Oh.
I lost control of the car. That's the way it stands. Sue, I hated to kill him. I've never wanted to do anything like that in my life.
Where shall we go now? Mexico City?
The car's in the repair shop. Won't be ready till 4. And we'll get out.
Hey there, Travis. Wait up.
Oh, it's that movie man, Bill. He was very good to me when they had you in there.
Hey, I heard what happened. They sprung you, huh? Great.
Yes, it was an accident.
Well, lucky you didn't get hurt yourselves. Everything okay now?
Yes, I think so.
It's fine. But you both look a little rocky. Say, you want to get your mind off your troubles. We're through for the day. Cloud's fouled up our shooting schedule. We're going to put a header on it up at the hotel. Gloria's cracking the ice now.
Well, maybe we will join you. But first I've got to check up on the car.
Well, don't miss the party, kiddies. See you upstairs.
Bill, I don't think...
Relax, honey. We've got the break now. Sims is dead. Before they can put another searcher on our trail, we'll have time to make a clean getaway.
How about the car?
Won't be ready till 4. We've got a couple of hours to kill.
I'm so tired.
What you need is a little excitement. We rate a celebration, honey.
Well, I guess it would be nice to unwind.
Sure. We'll go up to Melton's room, have a couple of drinks, a few laughs. Don't worry, honey. It's all over. We can relax.
Well, kiddies.
Well, we thought we'd join you, Mr. Melton.
Great. Call me, Joe. Gloria, yank another cork. We got company.
Ahead of you. Here you are, kid.
You kids ready to drink? That was a pretty messy business, but it's all over now, huh?
Yes, it's all over.
Time to unlax. Grab a glass, honey.
Thank you.
Hey, quiet, everybody. Quiet. How about a toast to our guests?
Well, sure.
How about it, huh? Okay. All right. To a very beautiful lady. Lovely enough for the movies.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm not kidding. That's why I came over to you in the first place. I might even give you a test. Oh, I mean it, honey. You're pretty nice. I could make you a movie star.
And take me to Hollywood?
At least it'd get us out of Mexico.
You're not serious.
Well, sure I am. Gloria, how about a refill?
Yeah, coming up.
That sounds wonderful, doesn't it, Bill?
Los Angeles is a pretty crowded city, isn't
Crowded? Hey, wait till you see the sunset bus.
Well, you don't really think I could be an actress, do you? You don't have to cheer me up anymore. I'm feeling wonderful now.
No, I'm serious.
it? Really? Well, what kind of a film do you think my wife would be good for?
Well, I want to do a suspense story. Sort of a war story, you know. Gloria, pour Mr. Travis another glass. A story about a man and a wife. You live in a little house. I'm just ad-libbing this, you understand?
Sure. Go on.
There's a war on, see? A terrible war, you see. And they live in the year, 2155.
Bill.
Now, here's the gimmick. They escape into the past, and they kill a man who follows them to bring them back. Gloria Honeypot, get Mr. Travis another glass. He dropped his. Well, sir, this couple takes refuge with a group of movie people. Safety in numbers, they figure.
Bill.
But the story goes on. This couple is terribly important for a new bomb. Let's call it the Leprosy Bomb. So the searchers figure out a way that they can get them alone in a hotel room. Shove a chair under the door now, Max.
Yes, sir.
You see, the searchers may work alone or in groups of 8, so that if one of them's killed, the rest carry on. Don't you think that'd make a wonderful picture, huh, Susan? Don't you, Bill?
You're not going to get us, Melton. Stand still.
Look out!
Put that gun down, Travis.
Mr. Travis. Mr. Travis.
Who is it?
The manager. Your car is all ready. Shall I...
Grab him.
Let go of me. Let go.
Let's not make things worse, Mr. Travis.
Let me in. What were those shots? Let me in.
The manager, he heard the shots. Let's get going.
Let go of me.
Let me in there. Let me in.
He'll break down the door in a minute. Max, get ready to travel.
Get a chair.
Take a good look, Mr. Travis. Take a good look at 1955. You won't be seeing it anymore.
Bill!
Throw the switch!
All right. Break it down. Who shot that? Where are they?
I was at the door. I heard them inside.
They're gone. The windows. No, the iron bars are undisturbed. What happened to them? They just disappeared, all of them.
Senor, I think you had better send for the priest and the holy water.
Later. They just disappeared.
Look in the closet. Bottles. Hundreds of bottles. And boxes of 20 peso pure Havana filled cigars. These crazy Americanos. Why would anyone leave all this behind
Juan,
them?
never question providence. Bien. There is enough here to last us both for a month. I think we can look forward to a most happy future.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction. Tonight, by transcription, X-1 has brought you To the Future by Ray Bradbury. It was adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured in the cast were Terry Keane, Alexander Scourby, Mercer McLeod, Joe DeSantis, Guy Sorrell, Alan Collins, and Stan Early. This is Fred Collins speaking. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Next week on X-1, Ray Bradbury's story, Marionettes Incorporated. It's groomed for your interests. Weekday, NBC Radio.
Palmolive Soap, your beauty hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. To many people, Friday the 13th brings a feeling of impending misfortune. But our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High School, doesn't believe in such superstition.
No, indeed. I don't need any special day to be unlucky. In fact, ladders shy away when I come near them, and every mirror in the house has 7 years bad luck, because I'm always broke. Last Friday was no exception. Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and felt that everything was going to go wrong that day, and then realized that you'd already made your first mistake by opening your eyes? Well, that's how I felt on Friday when Mrs. Davis entered my room.
Up you go, Connie. Up, up, up. Rise and shine.
I'm up, Mrs. Davis.
Up we go, out of the sack and hit the deck.
I'm hitting.
When you're down and out, lift up your head and shout, it's going to be a great day.
Well, I'll try it. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be nothing, and I know it.
Why, Connie, I'm surprised at you. You're not nervous about it being Friday the 13th, are you?
Oh, certainly not, Mrs. Davis.
Well, I am, and so is Minerva.
The cat?
Yes, especially after what happened to her this morning.
What was that?
A black dog crossed her path. Now, cheer up, Connie. You'll feel better when you've got a nice breakfast under your belt.
Breakfast. Yes, that should help.
Then you'll go to school and you'll see your pupils and your friends on the faculty.
Yes, that'll be nice.
And your principal, Mr. Conklin.
There goes breakfast. Mrs. Davis, I think you have just psychoanalyzed me. The reason I never want to get up in the morning is that I'm afraid to face Mr. Conklin.
You may not believe this, Connie, but he's probably just as afraid to face you. It's like my brother Victor's experience. You remember me talking about Victor, don't you? He's the absent-minded one.
Yes, I remember him, Mrs. Davis.
Of course, he's not as absent-minded as my sister Angela. She's really a case.
Yes, I know. But about your brother.
My brother?
Victor.
Victor? What about Victor?
You started to tell me about his experience.
Oh, yes. He's had a lot of experience. Well, I'll fix some breakfast now.
Please, Mrs. Davis, drop the other shoe. You know, your brother Victor had an experience which had something to do with my being afraid to face Mr. Conklin.
Oh, that's right. Well, Victor was terribly afraid that a certain dog in his neighborhood would bite him if he ever got too close to him. But the psychiatrist who took care of Victor explained that the dog was probably afraid that Victor was going to kick him.
And?
After a couple of months with a psychiatrist, my brother went right into that dog's yard, and they stayed there together for over an hour.
Really? What did they do?
They just stood around biting and kicking each other. Fortunately, a policeman came by and stopped it.
Yes, that was fortunate. Your brother probably couldn't have taken much more of that kicking. But, Mrs. Davis, I'm afraid my trouble with Mr. Conklin isn't merely psychological. Whenever we get together, little accidents keep occurring.
Accidents?
Yes. Ink spills on his shoes, flower pots fall on him. And yesterday, while he was bawling me out for transferring a tiny little flower pot from my windowsill to his head, he broke his glasses.
Well, maybe you better just stay out of his way for a while, dear. Now, before you do anything else, you've got to get a snapshot ready.
A snapshot?
Yes. Walter Denton called and said they're getting the yearbook ready, and he needs snaps of the faculty.
Oh.
Now, I've brought in your album, and we'll pick out a nice picture together.
Fine.
Now, let's see. Where's a nice one of you, Connie?
You want to sit on the edge of the bed?
Oh, yes. I'll just sit on the edge of the bed, if I may. Oh, now let's see. Where is a nice one of you, Connie? Oh, Connie, how did you get down there on the floor?
I just came down with the mattress. Mrs. Davis, this is the second time this bed has collapsed, and you've got to do something about it.
I will, Connie. I'll see that you get lighter pillow slips. Now, you'd better get up and get dressed, and we can look over the album at breakfast.
All right, Mrs. Davis.
Watch those springs, Connie. They still have plenty of life in them. Connie, where are you now?
You were right about those springs, Mrs. Davis. I'm in the shower.
Now we'll just push the breakfast dishes to one side. There. and look through your album for a nice picture for the yearbook.
I haven't gone through this album in a long time.
Oh, look at this one of you, Connie. I love your hair that way, curling all over your head. Makes you look so youthful.
That's what Mother thought. She didn't cut it till I was 9 weeks old.
You look terribly cute, Connie, stretched out on that rug. What is it? Bearskin?
We certainly are. I don't think that would be the ideal picture for the yearbook, Mrs. Davis. Too dressy.
Oh, here's one taken at the beach. My, what a stunning bathing suit.
That's my French model bathing suit. It was taken at Lakeview Beach last summer.
And those sandals are exquisite. Such a pretty design. That's all handwork in the front, isn't it?
Sort of. Those are Blue Jay corn plasters. Now I'd better get ready. Walter Denton and Stretch Snodgrass should be picking me up any minute.
Oh, they're such nice boys. But you know, Connie, I can't help but feel sorry for Stretch. He's a wonderful athlete, I know, but honestly, for a 16-year-old boy, he has the mind of an 8-year-old simpleton.
Oh, that isn't fair, Mrs. Davis. Stretch has every bit as much mentality as a 16-year-old simpleton.
Well, somewhere along the line, that boy's mental development has been arrested.
Arrested? It's been sentenced and shot. Now, if you'll put away that album...
Oh, just a minute, Connie. Has Mr. Boynton ever seen you in it?
In the album?
No, in the French bathing suit you're wearing in the snapshot.
Why, no. I don't believe the bashful biologist has seen me in that.
Well, he should. That would take his eyes off his frogs for a minute. Now, let's take this picture out of the album so you can give it to the boys when they get here.
Oh, you're joking, Mrs. Davis. If Mr. Conklin saw a picture like that in the yearbook, steam would shoot through the top of his head.
Oh, I don't mean the whole picture, Connie. I've got this scissors here to cut off your head. That's all they'll need for the book. There we are. Here's your head, Connie.
Just in time, Mrs. Davis. Now I can finish my coffee. That was very nice. Oh, would you mind answering that, Mrs. Davis? I'll go get my hat and bag and put the finishing touches on my face.
Very well, Connie.
Hiya, Mrs. Davis.
Hi, Mrs. Davis.
Hello, Stretch. Walter, come in. Miss Brooks will be with you in a minute. She's just putting her face on.
Oh, we're in no hurry. Say, what's that picture you got in your hand?
This. Oh, this is Miss Brooks.
Let's see. Gosh, now I know what you meant when you said she's putting on her face.
Now, where's her head, Mrs. Davis?
Her head? Oh, she's probably got that in her purse.
Oh. Her purse? How can she get along with no head?
Coming from you, Stretch, a question like that could be very embarrassing. Apparently, this picture's been torn, Mrs. Davis.
Naturally. You said you just needed a snapshot of Miss Brooks' head for the yearbook, Walter, so we snipped that part off for you.
Oh, I get it. But, Mrs. Davis, could we have this lower part of the snapshot, too?
Well, I don't see why not, Walter. When you get through with the yearbook, you can paste both parts together again.
Gosh, if I may say so, Miss Brooks' figure sure looks beautiful in a bathing suit.
Especially in that one, Walter. That's a French bathing suit.
Yeah. How do you like it, Stretch?
Well, I don't know. I don't understand French so good.
Well, neither do I, but in this case, all you gotta do is read between the lines.
Yeah. Want me to carry the snapshot for you, Walter?
Oh, no, thanks, Stretch. It's not heavy.
Well, I see I have two chauffeurs today. Hello, boys.
Hi, Miss Brooks.
Oh, Stretch picked me up today on account of I had a little trouble with my clutch.
What kind of trouble, Walter?
I lost it.
You lost your clutch?
Oh, yes, ma'am, but I'll find it all right. It can't be much more than a block away from where the emergency brake fell off.
That's probably just a stone's throw from the motor. Oh, before I forget, here's the snapshot for the yearbook.
Snapshot of who? Oh, this is your face. Oh, thanks, Miss Brooks.
Well, we better be going if we're going.
Yes, it's getting late. Now, remember what I told you, Connie. Be sure and invite Mr. Boynton to take you swimming soon so we can see you in a bathing suit.
Please, Mrs. Davis, if Mr. Boynton wants to take me swimming, he'll take me swimming. I'm certainly not going to do anything about suggesting it to him until lunchtime.
Oh, wait, better step on it. We got to pick up Mr. Conklin on the way to school.
Mr. Conklin?
Yeah. Harriet called me and told me that her mother had to take their car downtown early this morning, and she was counting on me to pick them up.
But if I'd known that, I would have gone to school on my pogo stick.
So would I have. But we can't let Walter down now, Miss Brooks. Besides, Mr. Conklin isn't so bad. For all we know, he's just as nervous about us as we are about him.
Stretch, you're not related to Mrs. Davis's brother Victor, are you? No, I guess you just take from the same psychiatrist.
Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, will continue in just a moment. But first, here is Vern Smith. Here's wonderful news, ladies. Wonderful, wonderful news. Now there's something thrillingly new in Palmolive Soap's famous Beauty Lather. Yes, something thrillingly new. Palmolive's famous Beauty Lather now brings you new fragrance, new charm, new allure.
Millions of women will prefer Beauty Lather Palmolive over all other leading toilet soaps the minute they try it. For Palmolive Soap's famous Beauty Lather now has a new, clean, flower-fresh fragrance for new allure, new charm.
So, ladies, forget all other beauty care and use Palmolive Soap the way doctors advised for a lovelier complexion. Just stop improper cleansing and instead wash your face with Palmolive Soap 3 times a day, massaging Palmolive's wonderful Beauty Lather onto your skin for 60 seconds each time to get its full beautifying effect. Then rinse. That's all. All types of skin, young, older, oily, respond to it quickly. Don't wait another day to try Palmolive's Beauty Lather. You'll be thrilled by its new fragrance, new charm, new allure. Thrilled again by the fresher, brighter complexion doctors prove may soon be yours.
For new loveliness all over, use big, bath-sized Palmolive in tub or shower.
As our Miss Brooks and the boys are on their way to pick up Mr. Conklin, let's look in on Madison's beloved principal as he and his daughter Harriet are finishing breakfast.
Well, Daddy, how did you like your breakfast?
It was very adequate, Harriet. Now, if you'll hand me my hat, please.
Here you are, Daddy.
Thank you. It's a brand new one. How do you like it, my dear?
Well, it isn't very colorful, is it, Daddy?
Very few black Homburgs are. This suit is also new. It's the latest thing, black shark skin. Do you like it?
It's real chic, Daddy.
Of course, this tie may be a trifle loud with it. It's midnight blue. Do you think it's too loud, Harriet?
I can't hear a thing, Daddy. I mean, it looks fine.
This is the outfit I had my picture taken in, the one that's pinned on the bulletin board. Inasmuch as you are the yearbook's editor, I wanted you to have a good photo.
Thanks, Daddy. Walter will appreciate it, too.
Denton? What has he got to do with this?
Well, he's associate editor of the yearbook, and he's giving us a lift today.
He doesn't give me a lift. In fact, if I may borrow an expression from the undergraduate body, he brings me down. What you see in that booby is beyond me.
He isn't a booby. Walter's the manager of the baseball team and editor of the Madison Monitor, and, well, he's just an all-around...
He's just an all-around...
Daddy!
All right. I won't say mine if you don't say yours.
I think it's very nice of Walter and Stretch to pick us up. After all, they had to get up earlier in the morning to stop for us after picking up Miss Brooks.
Miss Brooks? Will she be along?
Of course. Walter always takes her to school. What have you got against Miss Brooks?
Nothing at all, Harriet. At least nothing that some new shoes, new glasses, and a head free of a flower pot won't straighten out. I don't know what it is about that woman, but when she's in the vicinity, disaster rings in my bones. And today is Friday the 13th.
Oh, please, Daddy, you're exaggerating. Miss Brooks is probably just as nervous about facing you as you are about facing her.
I doubt it. I wish we could get to school some other way. If only it wasn't so late. Oh, well, they lifted the Berlin blockade. Maybe there's hope for me.
Conklin's house.
Is he still sore at you, Walter?
Yeah, but I just can't seem to put my finger on the reason. Well, lately, Mr. Conklin looks upon me with the,
Would repugnance do it?
Is that bad?
Very bad.
Then that would do it. That's why I wrote the speech when I knew we were taking him to school.
Speech?
Yeah. By the time we get to Madison, my future father-in-law and I'll be buddies. Oh, before I honk the horn, I'd like you to hear the speech, Miss Brooks. It goes, Mr. Conklin, sir.
Excuse me, Walter, but Mr. Conklin, sir, and his daughter Harriet just came out on the porch.
They must have seen us pull up.
She's leading him down the steps. Something must have happened to his glasses. Oh, yes.
Hello, Miss Brooks. Hi, boys.
Hi,
Mr.
Harriet.
Conklin. Hi, Harriet.
How are you this morning, Mr. Conklin?
Fairly well, so far. Get in, Harriet.
Yes, Daddy. I'll sit in the front with the boys.
And you sit back here with me, Mr. Conklin. Here, I'll hold the door for you.
Thank you.
That's a lovely suit you have on. Is it new?
Yes, Miss Brooks?
Brand new.
It's just your pocket, Mr. Conklin. I'll sew it up when we get to school. Go ahead, Stretch.
Mr. Conklin, sir.
Shut up, you boob.
Well, I fixed Mr. Conklin's suit and unruffled his feathers when we got to school. And by lunchtime, I was beginning to lose some of my feeling of foreboding, especially since Mr. Boynton had invited me to the cafeteria for lunch. Remembering Mrs. Davis's advice, I thought I'd try and get Mr. Boynton to ask me out swimming so I could show off my French bathing suit. I was extremely subtle about it. Did you enjoy your lunch, Mr. Boynton?
Oh, very much, Miss Brooks.
Me too. Let's go for a swim.
Swim? Isn't it a little early for that sort of thing?
Well, we could wait till after school. It'll be later then.
I mean, early in the year. It's still quite brisk out.
Oh, once you get in, the water's warm. Especially at Lakeview Beach. That's only an hour's drive from here.
No, I'm afraid I don't care much for beaches, Miss Brooks. They're bad for my sinus trouble.
Oh.
I like swimming in a pool, though.
Wonderful, Mr. Boynton. Let's go for a swim in your pool.
I'm afraid that's impossible, Miss Brooks. My pool's at the YMCA.
I guess it would alter their routine a bit if I were to walk in there. Oh, I know what we might do. Work on your lawn for a while.
But I don't have any lawn, Miss Brooks. I live in a bachelor apartment. All I've got's a window box.
Perfect. That's just what we'll do.
What's just what we'll do?
We'll put on bathing suits and water your window box.
Why do we have to put on bathing suits to water a window box?
All right. You wear what you want, and I'll wear what I want.
No, I'm afraid I won't be free this afternoon, Miss Brooks. You see, I've been searching high and low for another frog like my pet McDougal. He's a Leptodactylus pentodactylus, you know.
That's obvious.
I can't seem to find one anywhere. None of the laboratory supply houses handle them, and, well, I've got to get one for an experiment.
If I bump into one, I'll give you a buzz. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Boynton, I'm going over to the dessert counter. It's getting pretty crowded in here.
Oh, is there something I can get for you, Miss Brooks?
No, I rather enjoy the exercise. I can still get a good post position right on the rail. See you in a few minutes. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir. It was all my fault.
Yes, it was, Miss Brooks.
Mr. Conklin, I didn't recognize you. You've got new glasses on.
I wish you had them on.
Sit down, Mr. Conklin. I'll replace everything you had on your tray. Now, what can I get you?
Well, suppose we start off with some nice split pea soup.
Split pea soup, yes, sir. About how much?
About as much as I now have in my vest pockets. And Miss Brooks, after you've served me and before you go back to your classroom, stop at the bulletin board, will you?
The bulletin board?
Yes. There's a picture of me on it, and I'd like you to see just how this suit looked before I met you.
There, that'll teach him to call me a boob.
It sure looks funny, Walter. Miss Brooks in a bathing suit with Mr. Conklin's head nailed on the shoulder. But this won't get Miss Brooks in trouble, will it, Walter?
How can it get her in trouble? These could be anybody's legs.
Anybody but Mr. Conklin's, that is.
Let's get out of here, Stretch. Somebody's coming.
Okay, but I'd sure like to see Mr. Conklin's face when he spots his picture.
Well, here's the bulletin board, Mr. Boynton. Mr. Boynton, do you see what I see?
Yes, I think so, Miss Brooks. Is this the suit Mr. Conklin wanted you to see him in?
That happens to be me, Mr. Boynton. It was taken at Lakeview Beach.
You? Well, that must be a pretty old snapshot. Frankly, I like you better without the mustache.
Thank you. I'm a lot less bald now, too. Those darn kids must have put my picture over Mr. Conklin's for a rib. But if he finds out this is my picture, he'll take my head off permanently.
Maybe we will drive to Lakeview Beach this afternoon. First, I better get this picture down, Miss Brooks. They didn't use thumbtacks. These are real nails, and they're hammered way in.
Oh, I'd better find a hammer to pick them out with. Come on, Mr. Boynton. The keys to the supply room are in Mr. Conklin's office.
Here's his door, Miss Brooks. I'd better knock.
Oh, don't bother. Mr. Conklin must still be at lunch. You wait here, Mr. Boynton. I'll go in and get the keys.
How do you do?
I was just coming in, Mr. Conklin.
I was just going out, Miss Brooks.
I thought you were still in the cafeteria.
I wish I were. Just for a moment, gaze upon me.
Yes, sir.
It will be evident even to you that by banging the door in my face, you have broken my glasses. The regrettable fact remains, however, that even without my glasses, I can still see you.
I just wanted to get a hammer, Mr. Conklin.
A hammer? You've done a splendid job without a hammer. Miss Brooks, call me a foolish dreamer if you will, but somehow I had hoped that today's pocket-ripping and soup-spilling incidents would appease your voracious appetite for mayhem. But no, for the second time in a few days, you have shattered my glasses.
Please, Mr. Conklin, I can't stand this war of nerves. If you hold me responsible for those accidents, why are you so restrained? You've got high blood pressure. Use it. I mean, give me a good, loud dressing down and get it out of your system.
Miss Brooks, such crude behavior would be unbecoming to the principal of a high school. To lose control in the presence of others is to betray ill breeding. Now then, would you be good enough to excuse me for a moment while I walk over to the closet?
Of course, Mr. Conklin.
Thank you, my dear. I feel much better now. And here, I found a hammer in the closet. You may have it, Miss Brooks.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Conklin. I'll just take this. I'm sorry I dropped the hammer on your foot, Mr. Conklin.
That's all right. I have another foot.
Oh, Miss Brooks, could I see you for a minute?
Why, Stretch? School's been out for 10 seconds. Why are you loitering in the hall?
Oh, I've been looking for you, Miss Brooks. I even asked Mr. Conklin if he knew where you were. But a funny thing, the minute I mentioned your name, he ran into the closet.
Yes, I know.
Why did he do that, Miss Brooks?
Quiet, Stretch. That's why. Now, what did you want to see me about, Stretch?
Well, Harriet Conklin wanted a full-figure picture of you for the yearbook, so I pasted your head to the lower part of the picture we took off the bulletin board.
I've never had a full-figure picture in the yearbook. I guess Friday the 13th isn't so unlucky after all, unless you happen to be Mr. Conklin.
Oh, there you are, Miss Brooks. Isn't it terrible?
Isn't what terrible, Walter?
Harriet Conklin just got the proofs back for the yearbook. Look at the snapshot section. Look here where it says, "This is our Miss Brooks."
Oh, let's see. Oh, no. Stretch, you pasted the wrong parts together. This is a picture of my face attached to a blubbery body wearing a black sharkskin suit.
Gee, maybe there is something to Friday the 13th.
Oh, it's an awful break, Miss Brooks. Every teacher and student at Madison will see this. You'll be the laughing stock of the whole school.
Gosh, I wouldn't blame you if you bursted out crying.
Not me, boys. To lose control in the presence of others is to betray ill breeding. Will you excuse me a minute?
And now, Miss Brooks?
I just want to borrow your closet, Mr. Conklin.
Miss Brooks returns in just a moment, but first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Only Luster Cream brings you Kay Daumit's magic formula blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Gives loveliness lather even in hardest water. Glamorizes your hair as you wash it. Luster Cream, not a soap, not a liquid, but a dainty cream shampoo. Leaves hair fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen, soft, manageable. Gives new beauty to all hairdos or permanents. 4-ounce jar, $1. Smaller sizes, either tubes or jars. Tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo and be a
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a luster cream shampoo.
And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, it looked as if the day might end a little better than it began when Mr. Boynton took my arm as we were leaving the school and said...
Let's hurry, Miss Brooks. I'd like to get to Lakeview Beach while the sun's still out.
Oh, fine, Mr. Boynton, but let's stop at the house and pick up my French bathing suit.
Oh, you won't need a bathing suit, Miss Brooks.
And why are we going to Lakeview Beach?
Because of that picture of you on the bulletin board. We've got to stop at the same spot where that picture was taken.
But why?
Well, I noticed in the snapshot there was a Leptodactylus pentodactylus frog right near your left foot.
Well, if you don't mind, Mr. Boynton, I'd still like to pick up my bathing suit.
For what?
If it fits the frog, you two can go steady.
Next week, tune into another Our Miss Brooks show brought to you by Palmolive Soap, Your Beauty Hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair.
Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written and directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch.
Here's good shaving news. 3 men out of every 4 can get more comfortable, actually smoother shaves with Palmolive Brushless Shaving Cream. This is not just a claim. Here's the proof. 1,297 men tried the Palmolive brushless way to shave described on the tube. And no matter how they shaved before, 3 men out of every 4 got more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Try Palmolive brushless yourself. See if you don't get more comfortable, actually smoother shaves the proved Palmolive brushless way.
For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. North, the exciting, fun-packed adventures of an amateur detective and his beautiful wife. Tune in Tuesday evening over most of these same stations. And be with us next week at the same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. Bob Lamont speaking. Stay tuned now for Life with Luigi, which follows over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The story of the violence that moved west with young America. And the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful. And a little lonely.
And I declare I don't know what's got in him, Mr. Dillon.
Who, Chester?
Well, the President Grant.
Oh, what's he done now?
Well, letting them fellas take out a patent on that there barbed wire, that stuff's going to be the ruination of this country.
So what's the president got to do with it? He can't stop it.
He can't? Well, then what's the good of him being president?
Just read your paper, Chester.
Barbed wire. Well, them British foreigners is fighting again. The Russos is what they're... Now what? Somebody started the Russos down there in the Long Branch.
Yeah. Come on, Chester.
Stop him.
All right, come on, hold it.
Get him off me, Marshal. Get him off.
Take hold of the other one, Chester, will you?
All right, now, Ambrose. Get up from there.
All right, son. Come on, get on your feet.
All right.
Come on.
All right, you don't have to break my arm.
Now, what's this all about, Ambrose? I thought you and Cully were friends.
I did too, Marshal. But not no more.
Well, what started it?
I was only joking, but Cully can't even take a joke.
Well, next time I won't use my fists, Ambrose. Like I'm wearing a gun, you wait.
Not in Dodge, you won't. The next time I catch you two fighting, either one of you, I'll show you the inside of the jail. You want to shake hands?
What for?
I had a belly full of his crazy temper. I'm good and through.
Oh, what about that, Cully?
Well, what about it, Marshal?
Come on over to the bar, Matt. I'll buy you a drink for keeping my place from being smashed.
Okay, Kitty, that sounds like fair payment.
You too, Chester.
Oh, well, thank you, Miss Kitty.
I don't know what's got into that Cully Tate lately. He was always polite as could be when he used to come into town with his mother.
His mother's dead 3-4 years now.
Mm-hmm. Look, now he's at the bar ordering a drink.
I think maybe I'll have a talk with him, Kitty. Maybe I can find out what's wrong.
Yeah, sure, man.
Here you are, Sam. I'll pay for his drink.
Well, what's that for?
Well, for almost breaking your arm, you said. Go on, drink up.
Sure. Thanks.
You know, when a man's old enough to drink hard liquor, he's old enough to get in trouble, Cully. Now, what was it about?
Yeah, it's personal.
Oh, it always is. Till it's a public fight. And it's my business.
Yeah, he said something about my old man. And about me.
Well, what?
He called us Squaw men.
Squaw men? Well, why?
Because it's true. It's the worst of it. About my old man, it's true anyways.
Oh, since when?
3 months. When he went to Texas for stock, he stopped at the agency in Darlington. Brought her back. And a Arapaho woman. Now, that ain't right, Marshal. It just ain't right.
Now, wait a minute, Cully. A good many men have married Indian women, and sometimes they're real good marriages.
Good. Any man who marries one of them deserves to be called Squaw man.
Look, Cully, your ma's been dead some years now. You're old enough to know how it is with a man.
Yeah. Him mooning over her. Him old enough to be her father. She's more my age than his.
Well, that's not unusual with Indians. The women expect it.
Well, the worst is they ain't really married. Only Indian style. And for a good, God-fearing man, that ain't nothing at all.
Now, wait a minute, son. They are married. Maybe not legally, but if they both accept it...
And if they don't, what could she do about it?
Cully, I know your father. And Hardeman Tate isn't that kind of a man. Now, do you want me to talk to him?
No, I wouldn't do no good.
Well, he wouldn't send her back, no, but he might marry her legally.
You think that'd help? Thanks for the drink, Marshal. Well, sir, holidays come and go, and we don't always give 'em much mind. But there is one that most everybody takes time for. Because it brings out a little human goodness and friendliness for a spell, person to person. That's why the post office made up this special 1966 stamp I got in my album here, honoring the spirit of Christmas. Oh, I like this one. Yes, sir. This stamp's from a fine painting of that first Christmas way back that's in the National Art Gallery in Washington, D.C. It's the 5th one in a series marking the holiday season, and it comes out, rightly enough, in the town of Christmas, Michigan. Well, of course, we all enjoy the family gatherings, the gift-giving, and the fun that goes with it. But the real thing is that the idea kind of spreads around all over. Yeah, there's a Muslim festival same time of year called Eid al-Fitr. The Jewish people celebrate Hanukkah, and the Buddhists have the Festival of Lights. And lots of Hindus make Christmas a time of goodwill. Well, I guess it's not what you call it, but what you do about it that counts.
Well, at least we picked a nice day to ride this far. Getting on spring. Looks like good grass this year.
Yeah, we've had some rain.
Nice barn they got up there, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
House ain't much, so. Mr. Dillon, I disremember Miss Tato. What was she like?
Now, Chester, she came from a long line of Puritan ministers, and she never let you forget it.
Yeah, sort of a deliverance for Mr. Tate then, wasn't it?
You might say so, yeah.
Seems like a mighty big jump, though, to a Arapaho squaw.
That does, doesn't it?
Look, there's Cully out in front. And look at that. He's toting a gun, just like he said he would.
Uh-huh. Well, come on, we'll ride up anyway.
Well, Marshal.
Cully?
So you decided to come anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Your father here?
Inside, with her. You go on and talk to him if you want. I got chores to do.
Mr. Dillon, that boy ain't got a bit of toleration in him at all, has he?
He's got a lot of his mother in him, though.
Well, Marshal and Chester. This surprise. How are you?
It's fine, Mr.
Good to see you, Hardy.
Come on in and sit. Now to see you just fixing a meal, and I'll tell her to add a little to the pot.
No, thanks, Hardy. We can't stay. We just want to talk to you for a minute, that's all.
Has Cully got himself in trouble?
Oh, no. It's nothing like that.
Well, he got so wild and unruly lately, I don't know what to expect. I can't figure what's eating on him.
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about, Hardy. I guess the boy's like his mother in some ways.
Oh, Cully's pious, that's sure, just like Abigail. Since she died, I don't go to church like I ought, I guess, and it makes the boy mad. Is that what you mean, Marshal?
I'm afraid it's more than that, Hardy. I think he's upset about your wife.
I know that, Marshal. But that's between us, the family. It ain't none of your business.
Well, I don't want to butt in. I didn't have that in mind. I just got a suggestion that might be of help to you, that's all.
What?
Bring her into town. Let the Reverend Tucker marry you.
We're already married.
In the Arapaho way, yeah.
Yes, in the Arapaho way.
Yeah, but Hardy, that's not legal, not for whites.
What's that got to do with it?
Look, Hardy, you bought her from her father. Now, that's against the law. You're living with her without benefit of marriage. That's against the law. Now, legally, I could and I should send her back to Darlington right now.
Oh, Marshal, you wouldn't.
Oh, now, please understand, Hardy. I'm trying to help you. If the girl is willing, marrying her will solve a lot of problems. Now, if she isn't, well, I'm going to have to send her back anyway.
You can't send her back, Marshal.
Well, why not?
Come inside, both of you, please.
All right.
Now to see her.
Yes?
Come.
Man, she's awful pretty, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah.
This is my wife, Natasha, little dear woman. This is Marshal Dillon, Chester Proudfoot.
How you do, ma'am?
Glad to know you, Miss Tate.
Yes. Glad.
She don't know much English, and I don't speak Arapaho very good, but we're both of us learning little by little.
You come eat?
Well, no thanks, Miss Tate. We got to get on back to Dodge.
I cook. Good.
Yes, ma'am, I bet you do.
Miss Tate, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you like it here? Do you want to stay here with him?
I like here. I stay. My husband.
All right, now to see you. You go back to the kitchen.
Your friends. Come more?
Well, sure. We'll be back.
You bet. Goodbye, Miss Tate.
Yes.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
She's everything a man could want.
You sound pretty happy, Hardy.
I never knew the meaning of that word before. Oh, I don't mean no disrespect to Cully's mother, but...
Oh, no, I understand.
You won't send her back?
Look, Hardy, it'd still be better if you came to town and let the Reverend marry you.
All right, Marshal. If you'll arrange it, we'll come in Saturday.
Well, good. Tell you what, we might even have a party after the wedding, huh?
By jing, that's a good idea.
Hey, by golly, she'd like that, I bet. Thank you, Marshal.
Sure. Goodbye, Hardy.
Goodbye.
We'll see you Saturday.
Bye. Well, now, wasn't that a surprise? For a little thing like that, and him so happy and all. Why, it wasn't nothing like I'd thought to hear Cully talk, was it, Mr. Dillon?
No, it wasn't, Chester. You want to know something? That's kind of what bothers me.
Hometowns in America have a lot in common, and yet they're each one of a kind. Take, for example, Louisa, Kentucky. Boating's the big thing on the Big Sandy, and more boaters are rushing to the water each summer. But the heritage of Louisa is more than just water. Some of the Civil War came right through here, and Louisa's proud of the late Chief Justice Fred Vincent, who was born there, who lived there, and who's buried there. And with Louisa, the county seat of Lawrence County, they're proud, too, of the new courthouse, which rose in place of the old one a few years back. People stay busy in Louisa. Construction's booming in High Bottom. The Rotary's still meeting Tuesdays in the basement of the First Methodist Church. And when nothing else is doing, you can usually find one of the gang watching an oil change at Funny Miller's garage, next door to Economy Chevrolet. But if your hometown is Louisa, you already know this. We only wanted to remind you, it's still there.
Yeah.
This is my wife, Nadesia, little dear woman. This is Marshal.
You look like the cat that swallowed a canary.
Well, Doc, you ought to see. I've been over at the Long Branch, and Miss Kitty's got everything ready for the party. The preacher's wife even baked a cake.
There are more important elements, Chester.
Huh?
You can't have a wedding without a bride and groom, Chester.
Well, my gracious, no.
Let me see, it's after 3 o'clock now. There's no sign of them yet.
My, you think there's something wrong, Mr. Dillon?
I don't know. Doc and I were just talking about it.
Marshal?
Oh, come in, Reverend. Come in.
Thanks. Hello, Chester, Doc.
How do?
How are you, sir? You haven't seen them?
No, I haven't.
Well, Marshal, I'm getting worried. They wouldn't just not show up.
Well, they could have changed their minds.
About a wedding? I doubt it. I hope nothing's happened.
Well, if they were coming, they'd have been here by now. I think maybe Chester and I better ride out to the Tate place and see if there's anything wrong. right, hold it, Chester.
No, you... Oh, it's you, Marshal.
Who'd you think it was, Cully?
Well, he's all blood.
What's happened here? What's wrong? How'd you get those scratches on your face?
She done it. After I found them. She tried to kill me, Marshal. What? Just like she killed Pa.
When did this happen?
This morning. Just before they was to leave for town.
Well, why didn't you come and tell me about it?
Well, I was scared, Marshal. She's out there somewhere and she wants to kill me. I was waiting for dark.
Where's your gun?
Well, she's got it. That's what she killed him with.
How'd she get it?
I must have stole it from my room, I guess. Well, I know I heard the shot. I run out and she had the gun and I wrestled it away from her. That's when she scratched my face. And he was laying there, dead.
Where?
Out back, in the woodlot.
All right, let's go out there.
No, Marshal, I don't want to go out there again. I don't want to see him.
Hey, you better come anyway. Come on.
Look, there's a fire. Why, it's Miss Tate. Now, what'd she want with a fire like that?
I don't know.
Mr. Dillon, looks like she's praying.
It's a death song, Chester. It's an Arapaho song of mourning.
Oh, but I don't see...
Up above, Chester, in the tree there.
Well, she's giving him a regular Indian burial.
Marshal.
You stay right with us, Cully. There's the gun, Chester.
Yes, sir. Thank God. Well, she don't even seem to notice us.
Miss Tate. Miss Tate.
Dead. Dead. My husband.
Oh, Mr. Dillon, look.
Yeah, I see. You got something for a bandage, Chester?
What is it? What's the matter?
You guys!
Miss Tate. Miss Tate. Here, give me that knife. Give it to me. Chester.
Yes, sir. Here now, Miss Tate, you just say.
Dead. My husband?
Yes, ma'am.
Cully.
What?
I want to ask you about those scratches on your face, Cully. Weren't they made before and not after your father died?
What?
Now, when she scratched you, she was probably screaming, wasn't she?
No.
And your father heard, and he came running to find out what you were trying to do, and you shot him.
You're wrong.
All right, maybe it was
You're
self-defense.
wrong,
Maybe he would have killed you or hurt you bad, but you shot him first, didn't you?
No. No. Well, a young girl like that with an old man, that ain't natural. She hated him.
No, she didn't hate him. She loved him. She could never have loved you.
That ain't true.
Yes, it is. Because an Arapaho woman doesn't mourn a husband she doesn't love. And if she didn't love him, she wouldn't have cut off 2 of her fingers. As soon as we get her bandaged up, we'll take you into Dodge.
I only meant to show him that she was no good. To show him how wrong it was. That's all I meant.
Do you believe that, Mr. Dillon?
No, Chester. But I think maybe he does.
With your permission, I'd like to quote an excerpt from a speech by that old political character, Elijah Cuddlestone. And I say, we've state and declare, that is, that pork barrel appropriations are not going to be our salvation. We must, I say, we have to get up on our hind legs. I mean, you stand up and fight for our own improvements. The pork barrel is for loafers. I mean, the greedy and the weak, that is. That term, pork barrel, you know what it means? Well, pork is fat, and fat for hundreds of years has meant plenty, abundance. Ye shall eat the fat of the land. About 100 years ago, in the halls of Congress, fat, meaning lucrative or rewarding, became pork. And about 50 years ago, when congressmen sought larger appropriations for such things as bridges, harbor or river improvements, public buildings, and so forth, to impress their constituents, they were accused of seeking pork barrel appropriations.
Gunsmoke. Produced and directed by Norman McDonald. Stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Featured in the cast were Parley Bear as Chester, Howard McNear as Doc, and Georgia Ellis as Kitty. George Walsh speaking. Join us again next week for another specially transcribed story on Gunsmoke. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
USA, the greatest entertainers in America, as requested by you, the men and women in the United States Armed Forces throughout the world. Command Performance, presented this week and every week till you're back from over there. Hello again, gang. This is Ken Carpenter, your high-flying Command Performance pilot, just 60 seconds out of Los Angeles, USA, bringing you your all-request program from Armed Forces Radio. So clear the airways and we'll banker in for a landing to introduce our crew on this trip. They're an entertainment-wise group, most of whom have had several missions in this theater. As selected by you in your requests, Command Performance gives you tonight a stellar array of radio, screen, and disc luminaries. Abbott and Costello, Joe Stafford, Johnny Mercer, the Andrews Sisters, Carmen Cavallero, and those Latin American emissaries, Miguelito Valdez and the Celsa Vega Boys. So fasten your safety belts, men, for here's Johnny Mercer, that old music man, singing "You Got Me Where You Want Me," assisted by the Pied Pipers.
You got me where you want me, and I hope you're satisfied. You got me where you want me, and you haven't even tried. A single look was all I took, and starry-eyed I watched my poor old heart go on that roller coaster ride. I say I won't grow tender, but I know darn well I will. My hopes are pretty slender, and my chances almost nil. Why should I try to alibi when anyone can see you got me where you want me, and it's where I want to be?
where you want me, and I hope you're satisfied. You got me where you want me, and you hardly even try.
A single look was all I took, and starry-eyed
I watched my poor old heart go on that roller coaster ride.
I say I won't surrender, but I know darn well I will.
You're getting a routine, in other words, Mert, your hopes are nil.
Why should I try to alibi when anyone can see
it's the same old line you're handing?
Nevertheless, and notwithstanding,
you got me where you want me, and it's where I want to be.
That was Johnny Mercer, gang, singing You Got Me Where You Want Me. And now let's have a change of scene with the Salsa Vega Boys, warming up to take you on a transcontinental flight of South American fancy with their interpretation of the familiar Para Viga Me Voy. Take over, boys.
Ay Dios, mira que ya suena el bongo, las maracas suenan ya y ya repica el timbal. Mi negra mamá será que ya la conga no vuelve más. Para Vigo me voy, mi negra dime adiós. Andamos coperosos allá, que estoy medio loco por bailar. Para Vigo me voy, mi negra dime adiós. Que la conga ya se va para nunca más volver a sonar. Para Vigo me voy. A gozar, a bailar. Para Vigo me voy. A gozar, a bailar, para Vigo me voy. A gozarlo.
Salsa Vega Boys. And now here comes Carmen Caballero, that maestro of the piano with the matchless style, playing Falling in Love with Love. Mr. Carmen Caballero. men, for your number one singing favorite, Miss Jo Stafford of the Haunting Voice. And that's for me.
Nothing for me but the dream in my heart and the dream in my heart that's for you. Oh, my darling, that's for the dream in my heart and the dream in my heart that's for you. Oh, my darling, that's for
And now, in line with our State Department policy of furthering and cementing Latin American relations, we do a quick switch from Joe Stafford to Miguelito Valdez, a solid Latin American sensation, dishing out an almost unpronounceable ditty named El Cumbanchero. According to my pocket guide, it translates into He Plays a Drum. Miguelito Valdez.
Cumba, 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 cumbanchero. Bongo, 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 cero. Friquitiente, bongo, el cumbanchero. Bongo, cero que se va. Ay, bongo, cero que se va. Cumba la que bongo, la que 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 bongo, la que bongo, cero. Friquitiente, va sonando el cumbanchero. Bongo, cero que se va. Bongo, cero que se va. Y suena así el bongo, bomba, y vuelve a repicar el bongo, bomba. A cumba bongo 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 cumba bongo 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 cero, friquiti que va sonando el cumbancero, bongo cero que se va, ay, bongo cero que se va, joder. I know what I say. De la piquiti cumba malamba pacataca piquiti casabala mamá Miguelita de mi vida mira papi que me muera yo bailando la rumbita caliente sabrosita de la piquiti cumba malamba pacataca piquiti casabala mamá cumba
Now hold tight, men, for it's the Andrews sisters next. And what they say about the common man must be true about them. God must have loved them because he made so many of them. Okay, gang, here they are, the Andrews sisters, with their unforgettable arrangement of that old classic, Begin the Beguine. For those of you who like sports, we have a very special treat in store. It practically took an act of Congress, but we've obtained for you tonight two famous baseball experts who will carry on for your edification and instruction a round table of the air. Now, both of these men have made an intensive study of the game, its rules, and the players. Presenting now those two sultans of sweating it out, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. We find Bud in conference with the head of the Command Performance Sports Department, Lou Costello.
What do you want?
Now, look, after all, if I'm the head of the sport department, I got to know the baseball players' names.
Oh.
And I got to know the teams that's playing and everything else.
Well, naturally,
Well, that one team that's playing here this week, do you know the guys' names?
Oh, sure.
Then you go ahead and tell me some of their names.
Well, I'll introduce you to the boys.
You know, strange it may seem, they give these ball players nowadays very peculiar names. Give me funny names. Nicknames, pet names like Dizzy Dean and... Brother Daffy? Daffy Dean. I'm their cousin.
Who are you?
Goofy.
Goofy, huh? Well, let's see. We have on the bags, we have who's on first, what's on second. I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out.
I say who's on first, what's on second. I don't know's on third.
Are you the fellow that knows all the players?
Certainly.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
Now, what are you asking me for?
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you who is on first.
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who is on first?
Have you got a contract with the first baseman?
Absolutely.
Who signed the contract?
Well, naturally. No good unless he signs it.
No good unless who signs it?
No.
So who signed it?
Absolutely.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. Why not? The man's entitled to it.
Who is?
Yes.
So who gets it?
Absolutely. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes.
All I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base?
Oh, no, wait a minute. Don't twitch him. Don't twitch him around. What is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. Now, we're not talking Let's get this thing straight.
Now, how did I get on third base?
You mentioned his name.
If I mention the third baseman's name, who did I say's playing third?
No, who's playing first?
Never mind first. I want to know what's the guy's name on third.
No, what's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go. There's my third.
Well, I can't take that name.
Will you please stay on third base and don't go off it?
What is it you
now,
want?
who's playing third base?
Now, why do you insist on putting who on third base?
Now, who am I putting over there?
Yes, but we don't want him there.
What's the guy's name belongs on third?
What belongs on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
You got an outfield?
Oh, yes.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
All right, then tell me who's playing left field.
Who is playing
Stay
first?
out of the infield.
Don't mention the names
I
out
want to
here.
know what's the left fielder's name.
What's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who is on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
And the left fielder's name?
Why?
Because.
Oh, he's center field.
See?
You know his players as well as I do.
Look, you got a pitcher on a team?
Now, wouldn't this be a fine team without a pitcher?
The pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
You don't want to tell me today?
I'm telling you, man.
Then go ahead.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow you going to tell me who's pitching?
Now, listen, who is not pitching?
I'll
who
break your arm, you say, who's on first.
Go ahead, have it your
I
own.
want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know.
Third base.
You got a catcher?
Oh, absolutely.
The catcher's name.
Today.
And tomorrow's pitcher.
Now you've got it.
All we got is a couple of days on the team.
I can't help that.
You know, I'm a catcher, too.
I know that.
Now, I'll get behind a plate, do some fancy catching. Tomorrow's pitching on my team, and they're heavy hitting it up.
Yes.
Tomorrow throws the ball, the guy up bunts the ball. When he bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I want to throw the guy out of first base. So I pick up the ball and throw it to who?
Now, that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's all you have to do.
Is to throw the ball to first base.
Yes.
Now, who's got it?
Naturally.
If I throw the ball to first base, somebody's got to catch it. Now, who caught it?
Naturally.
Who caught it?
Naturally.
Who?
Naturally.
Naturally.
Yes.
So I pick up the ball and I throw it to naturally.
No. You throw the ball to first base, then who gets it?
Naturally.
That's right. Now we're talking.
So I pick up the ball and I throw it to naturally.
You don't.
I throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not saying it that way.
I said I throw the ball to naturally.
You don't. You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Well, say that.
That's what I'm saying.
Saying that.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
Same as you. I throw the ball to first base, then who gets it?
Naturally.
Who has it?
Naturally.
He better have it.
Now, that's it.
Now, I throw the ball to naturally. Whoever it is drops the ball, so the guy runs to second. Who picks up the ball and throws to what? What throws to I don't know. I don't know, throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play.
Yes.
Another guy gets up and it's a long fly ball to be called. Why? I don't know. He's on third, and I don't give a darn.
What was that?
I said, I don't give a darn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
It is.
That That was the Department of Utter Confusion men signing off for the day. If there's anything else you'd like to know about baseball, why don't you just buy a ticket? And now, fellas, in response to your many requests, Command Performance brings together Miss Jo Stafford and Mr. Johnny Mercer as they accentuate their very positive version of conversation while dancing. You're nickel kids, so start talking.
Groovy. Have you seen the latest movie? Should I try and tip you?
May I hip you? Yes, I know.
Do you know what's playing? Have you heard what the folks are saying? Should I try and tell you?
May I tell you? Yes, I know.
I can see, baby, you're the kind of a chick that's sharp on top.
Yes, sirree, baby. But why are we talking a shop?
Mop, you're a solid sender. And the band is some ear bender. We could both jump steady.
Are you ready? Yes, I know. Looky here, boy.
Look at where?
Well, look at that tenor man.
Yeah, ain't he a masher? And look at that trombone man. I believe he's about to flip his mute.
Yeah, but ain't he cute?
Zoot the boot.
Well, what's your opinion of this band?
This band? Band.
I can see, baby, you're the kind of a chick who's sharp on top.
Yes, sirree, baby. But why are we talking this shot?
Mop! You're a solid tender, and the band is Tommy Bender. We could both jump steady.
Are you ready? Yes, I know. Baby, yes, I know. Baby, yes, I know.
Well, man, another mission is over, and we hope the target was hit square and true for your entertainment pleasure. Remember, this is your Command Performance, ready to take off each and every week at your request. So drop us a line at Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA, and we'll warm her up and head wherever you choose. This is Ken Carpenter logging out for Abbott and Costello, Jo Stafford, the Andrews Sisters, Johnny Mercer, Carmen Caballero, the Celta Vega Boys, Miguelito Valdez, and the AFRS Orchestra, your Command Performers, saying one and all thank you and good night. This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.